Hey friends, Mark Holmes here with
Mike Lang Fitness.
And as always, thank you guys for watching, commenting, and subscribing to the Joe Boo Sports Report. Without you guys, this doesn't work. Man, it's a Monday and it's raining outside, but it will not dampen my spirits because in 2 days the Cowboys head to Oxnard. And tonight, of course, will be our last live stream before the team heads away. I'm as excited as can be that the offseason is almost over. And of course, it's this time of year that you're hearing all the predictions out there of how people think teams are gonna do, and really, they're meaningless. It's just a guess. You may guess and get lucky and be right, but more times than not, you're not, because it's the NFL. Most people will take the teams that did well last year and say they're going to do great this year, not taking into account that half of them won't make the playoffs the next year. It's just a fact in the NFL. It's just the way it works. Worst to first. Everybody's talking about how good the Eagles are, and the Rams, and the Minnesota Vikings. But then out of left field, somebody like Arizona might come around and end up winning the division that you don't expect. That's football. So what we're going to do is we're going to go through, and I'm going to look at each team in the NFC East, and I'm going to give my prediction of it. And I'm sure I'm going to get a lot of hate because, of course, I'm a Dallas Cowboy fan. What I said last year, I said the Redskins are a dumpster fire, okay? And I expect them to be the way they are. I said the Giants were going to take a big step back because I thought Eli Manning was regressing. They were the Super Bowl favorite in a lot of people's minds, but I kept saying, yeah, you got Brandon Marshall, but you have no time because the offensive line stinks. And that ended up being true. And I said the Philadelphia Eagles were going to be better. No, they were a lot better than I thought they were. I said I thought the Dallas Cowboys would go 10-6. We ended up going 9-7, and had we had a few things go right, we probably would have gone 10-6 and made the playoffs. But I also said it'll be tough to repeat as division champions because the NFC East, nobody has repeated since the Eagles did in 2003, 2004. In fact, 7 times the team in the basement turns around the next year and wins it, and 3 of those times they've been Super Bowl champions. So, with that being said, I'm sorry, no, not 3. Sorry, I think 2. The Giants were the first in the Super Bowl, I think. The Eagles definitely were by it, but I've been hitting the head, so forgive me. So right now, we're going to look at the New York stinking Giants. The talking heads will tell you that team has improved, that they're going to be much better than they were, but I say you couldn't be much worse than you were last year. But just from the simple standpoint of if they stay healthier, they'll be in better shape than they were last year. However, they still got a long way to go in my mind. What do you think about the Giants? How do you think the Giants are going to do?
They'll be third in the division.
Third in the division?
They'll do better than the Redskins.
Well, some of the talking heads in there have them higher than the Cowboys, believe it or not. But I'm going to tell you this. If the Giants win the division, they'll win the Super Bowl. The schedule that they have, and I know it's going to be subject to change because a lot of teams that you think are going to be bad are going to be good, and the ones that you think are going to be good are going to be bad. But at least right now on paper, that's a killer schedule. They open against the Jaguars. My boy Calais Campbell's going to try to get some. Then they play us. Then they play the Texans, who will have Deshaun Watson, and we'll see how long J.J. Watt stays upright. And then the Saints. After that, they have the Panthers with Cam. Then they have the Eagles, Falcons, and then Redskins. How many of those games in the first 8 do you see them win?
Maybe 2.
2? What 2 do you think they're going to win in the first 8?
They'll beat the Redskins.
Maybe.
They won't beat the Eagles. But they might beat the Texans or the Saints.
Texans are going to be improved with J.J. Watt and Deshaun Watson back.
I only give them 2. That's 6. That's 2 and 6.
I'm not even sure I'm going to give them that one. I mean, with us, okay, division games are always a dogfight. In fact,
we're going to beat the Giants.
The Giants' 2 best games last year were against the Eagles. Okay. After that, it gets a little bit easier because then they play Falcons. I'm sorry, I already said Falcons. 49ers, Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay will have Winston back. And 49ers will be better because they got Jimmy Garoppolo and stuff, and they were ending on a high note. Then they got the Eagles again. They got the Bears, the Skins, Titans, Colts, and then us. Colts will be better with Andrew Luck if he's still upright by then. Titans aren't exactly a bad team. So I'm looking at that schedule. There's not, there's no Cleveland Browns on that list. And everybody who's on that list should be better than they were last year. The Colts should be better with Andrew Luck. The Titans, Mariota, should have another year under his belt, may play a little bit better. They're not a great team, but still. I'm looking at that, and to me, that's got 6-10. What do you got him at?
7-9.
7-9?
I'll give him one more. But that's not 7-9 is not winning the division.
I tell you what, that's a killer schedule. I wouldn't want to wish that one on anybody. But like I said, if they can end up making the playoffs on that, they'll be battle tested and definitely would be ready to make a run at the Super Bowl. But we'll see, because again, it's easy when you look at it now to say, oh, well, this team was good last year, so they're going to be good this year, and that's not always how it works. So we'll see what happens, but I don't see the New York Giants better than 6-10. And that's not trying to be hateful or anything. I mean, I do hate the Giants, but to me, that's a realistic expectation. I think Eli Manning is a shell of himself. He feels pressure. He's headed for the ground. I think he's going to regress more. You got Barkley, who now has the guaranteed contract and is going to get paid now. I could see him being the next Trent Richardson. They did some work on their offensive line, getting Will Hernandez and signing Nate Soldier, but I still think it has a long ways to go. So we'll see what your comments are, and I'm sure I'm going to get a lot of hate from the Giant fans. As always, though, friends, I want to thank you guys for watching and commenting. What do you have coming up, Mike?
Don't really have anything coming up.
You were telling me about somebody this morning. You're going to do a video on... Oh, okay. Oh, that's double secret. Okay. So look for Michael Anthony. He's got some secret stuff coming up on his channel. I'll see you guys soon.